and you don't think, hey, this is somebody's job they're trying to hold on to. They need to, which means they have to have a purpose. They need to be making money. They need to be doing what they need to do. You don't want someone to come to your job and be like, yeah, I don't really need you. I don't need you to sign me up for this contract. I'll do it myself. I don't really need you to type in some data. I can do it myself because I have fingers. Well, if you can't tell, I am in a blackout. I have a new job, but I don't have a new job. I'm out here at the park. We got the suburban park closest to my house. Hey, what's going on? What's up? Okay, so it's the weekend. It's Saturday, first week of May, and what's been going on? I don't know. Nothing's going on. Not paid rent not too long ago. It's like May 3rd, Cinco De Mayo's in a couple of days. My sister and I, we will be doing something that day. We're just gonna go eat at a Mexican restaurant. And but yeah, today I had work. It's been raining all day. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't too busy, so I was able to leave early. And I did had a little bit of issue with two women, but it's not a big deal. It's just part of the annoyance with my job. It was like this big group of Nigerian women that came in for they had like a certain event today for them, I guess, and they, I guess, also got to tour the place. And my job, all I do is take pictures of guests. So I'm trying to do my job and take pictures of regular guests, and they come in and it's like, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? And then I'm thinking, oh, they want me to take a picture. Then sure, no problem. But no, they had their own phones and they wanted to go and use my stuff that I use and this green screen that I use and stand there and just take their picture and stuff. And you know, usually, of course, a lot of people do that, but I'd be like, yeah, you could take your picture, but I have to get my picture in too if you're going to be using my area and my props and things like that. And they was looking at me mad crazy, like, what? We just want to take a picture with our phone. I'm like, okay, I guess you can, but you know, I gotta do my job. I have to take pictures. If you're gonna be right here, I need to take your picture, or you can take your picture elsewhere. But they just was not comprehending. They saw the sign that said photo experience. They saw my stuff. And I'm sorry, I just don't like my company that I work for because they just so cheap. We used to shoot with DSLR cameras, but now we shoot with cell phones because they have the AI app, and that handles all the editing. We used to edit manually, but we don't do that anymore. So anyone who works in tourist photography, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm using this phone that's attached to this stabilizer to make it look like I'm being super professional and taking pictures and whatnot like that. But of course, this African woman, she just going off and like, you got to use your phone. You have to use your phone. You'll have to use your phone. I'm like, it almost felt like she was trying to dismiss what I was doing. It's like, why do you need to take a picture with your phone? I have my phone. I want to use my phone. That's what it was. And so I'm starting to feel like very irritated and angry on the inside. And I'm like, oh, let me check it. Because I really don't want to get like that. I don't want no customer, especially with these women. These was like, a lot of them like beautiful black women, African ladies. I'm not trying to be negative or an asshole, whatever. And to be honest, okay, these women, they were very excited to be there, I guess, and they was very loud. I'll say that. Okay, they were. There's no getting around it. Like, I'm looking at everybody's faces, and just like certain people's faces is looking at them like, what? Because there was like one particular who was just like really loud. She yelling across from one room to the other side, and just because because they're there for some event, and they just excited to be there, and or they just, I don't know, because they're, anyways, the women, because this woman kept emphasizing, we're here for the event, we're here for this event, why can't we take a picture, and we're just part of the event, so we can't do what we want to do, and that's what it was giving. Okay. And then also, so I was like, I don't know, like, is there a little bit of like cultural miscommunication thing going on, like, I don't know. And then one woman, she was like, she felt the need to tell me, like, we're from Michigan. And I was like, okay, you can be from Michigan, that's cool, but you're acting like you ain't from here because you're not understanding what I'm telling you. That, but they're not the only ones that do that. Every group and every different types of people do that. Whether they're from a different country or from a different state or New Yorkers, Jersey, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it just makes my job feel so, like, it's just so annoying. And I just this is the part, this is the stuff that be making me want to not work here anymore. And it's like, why am I still doing this? I've been doing this since my late 20s. And it's like, I need to grow and not do this anymore because I'm tired of, like any job, you got the goals, you got the things you're required to do, you got policies, you have to, put your foot down and let people know. But I know that's with any job, right? But it's like, I'm just so tired of trying to explain what the fuck my purpose is at my job to people who who may come in and then they look right past you or bypass you. It's like, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care you're here for an event. I'm working my job. And my job is, I need to keep my space open, my green screen open, so that I can take pictures of guests who are potential buyers. And if you just, because they came with a big group, a big party. Now, if it was only 2 people, so it wasn't as bad. But if other people in that group come and saw it and they just ignore my existence and just decide they just gonna just take over my green screen and just take their own photos, we would have problems. And I would be really irritated. And I'll be trying so hard not to try to explain to a group of people who you can tell they are Nigerian Americans. Let's say that. They're Nigerian Americans and they're excited and they're here for one purpose. They're here for the event, so they feel like they should be able to do whatever they want to do. It's like, no, that's not the case. But anyways, it's customer service. I let them take their picture. I just told them to be quick, but they probably thought I had like a freaking attitude or whatever. But it's like, I just felt annoyed and disrespected. An apartment that I have on hold contacted me to let me know that she wants to start processing my application. So I had to update her on what's going on. I told her, well, where I'm at as far as my financial, and she went ahead and approved me to keep this apartment on hold. It's 1 bedroom, and that see if I can have it available for me possibly in October. So I've been approved, but again, I'm not sure. It's just because it'll be better for me financially to room with my sister and we move into a 2-bedroom and share the expenses. Especially with this punk ass job I'm working at. Especially, yeah. But it is my backup in case we can't find a place together. And if some magic happens where I find a better financial situation and I can actually afford it, I mean, the apartment is like 700 something, unless it went up. I do not know. But the last time I checked, it was 700 something. Oh, hold on, my arms is... But, yeah. So, and I'm also against my emotional judgment, thinking about talking with my manager about this lead position and doing it. Even though I don't want to keep dealing with stuff that I be dealing with like today with these women. But it's like I gotta deal with that shit anyways if I'm here. But being a lead, I will have to deal with it a lot more because I will have to be there a lot longer. And I would even be in charge on certain days. Yeah. Okay, but I'm just gonna let you guys know, if you are going anywhere, like a museum, a natural attraction, touristy place, and you see people holding a camera, trying to take your picture, there's one or two things you can do. You can say no thank you and leave. Or you can say yes. Please. Please. Yes, you have a phone. Yes, you could take pictures with your own camera. But if you see a photographer with their own camera, even if it's a phone, talking about taking pictures, and you see that they got cool props, you see they got a cool backdrop or a green screen, take a picture. Let them take the fucking picture. If you want to take a picture with your phone, there's other places in that area you could do it. You don't have to do it right there in that space, because what you're doing is dismissing and minimizing the tourist photographer who's getting paid to try to give guests an experience and take their picture using the equipment and the props that the company provides. Okay? It's not there for you to just grab it, or it's not there for you to just stand in front of with your phone to take pictures. Of course, you can do what the fuck you want. This is America. You could take a picture with your phone or your camera and use the things, but you cannot stop the photographer from doing their fucking job if you're going to be there in that space and not allow them to take your picture, or else take your ass somewhere else. Okay? And I'm speaking for all tourist photographers, anyone who works in this field. Okay? I don't care if it's in a museum, an aquarium, at a zoo, wherever. At a theme park. Okay? Because this is, I will be honest, is in a dying industry. Because anyone could take pictures. Everybody has a camera. Everyone has a cell phone. Doesn't mean your picture's going to be great. Because you still can't. Some of you guys don't know how to point your phones. And then you're not fucking using a green screen and putting a backdrop. You might be doing it with an app or whatever, but it's not going to be relevant to where the location you're at, okay? I just need to say that. And you don't think, hey, this is somebody's job they're trying to hold on to. Which means they have to have a purpose. They need to be making money. They need to be doing what they need to do. You don't want someone to come to your job and be like, yeah, I don't really need you. I don't need you to sign me up for this contract. I'll do it myself. I don't really need you to type in some data. I can do it myself because I have fingers. Or I know how to use a computer. I don't need you to ring me up, even though that's pretty prevalent. But I don't need you to ring me up because I can ring up myself. But there is self-checkout, yes, of course. But because that industry is going to die as well. You ain't not going to need cashiers at all. But just think about that next time you go somewhere and there's a photographer. Okay, bye. Well, if you can't tell, I am in a blackout. It is thunderstorming. It's just started storming. But before it even started storming, the power just went out. And I think it's like my whole block. So I checked Spectrum and they said, yep, there's an outage or all that jazz. And I probably will get a notification from the electric company that there's an outage. But they said it should be around midnight where everything will come back on. So I'm sitting in my hot ass room with this lantern I just found, and I'm gonna be bored as heck until I go to sleep, I guess. It is on 8 p.m. right now, so it's not too long. But how was my day? Today is Cinco De Mayo. Earlier on the day, my sister and I, we went and got some Mexican, and we wish I could have footage, but you know, again, not bringing this camera. But I should have. But I don't know. Anyways, I had me some margaritas. I took a tequila shot. So these two black ladies came and gave us some devil ears promoting this Mexican alcohol. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my day. You know, now it's gonna end in a blackout. Okay, maybe my phone. Well, I got like 41% on my phone. And I might have something on my laptop. What can I do on my laptop though? No internet. Maybe some writing. It is official. I have a new job, but I don't have a new job. I have a promotion at work, so I will be a lead at my job, but it's only temporary. They can only negotiate giving me seasonal lead position, which I am not surprised. So I got from this month of May up until the end of September to perform as a lead. I got a $2 increase. So yeah, I got a $2 increase, and on top of commission in longer hours. So I believe around Memorial Day is when our hours were increased. So it will be beneficial for me either way to do this, since I don't have another job and I was unable to find another job in time for the summer. And yeah, but it's okay. You just gotta do what you gotta do. So I just have to accept this from what I can get, and then hopefully around the end of my birthday month of September, I can start seeking and hopefully landing a job to replace this one. Because yeah, I'm going to need one. Like in October is when I'm supposed to move, end of October. So I should be in a new spot at the beginning of November. But right now, I just gotta be grateful, even though I didn't want to be a lead for multiple reasons. I don't want to get into necessarily why If you have been paying attention to my videos, then you may know why. But I think probably this is just the best for me at this moment. And honestly, it might be a little exhausting to deal with in this summer, taking more responsibility and longer hours. But at the same time, I would have been exhausted with 2 jobs. If I were to do that, I would be, probably anxious and exhausted with a brand new job, learning some, learning new tasks and, you know, policies and everything like that at a new place. So either way, I'm familiar with what I'm doing for the most part. There's some paperwork and things like that that I need to get familiar with, reports I need to do. But other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm out here at the park. I think I'm at the suburban park closest to my house. But I just wanted to be out here for a second and just do some writing. Actually, my therapist has suggested that I do a grieving exercise, and so I'm going to try to write a letter to my mom, and kind of like a Mother's Day thing, even though it's like a couple days after Mother's Day. But yeah, so I'm gonna be here for a second, and I'll do that, and then I'll go home and eat because I haven't really ate breakfast. But I figured I'll just do this and get out of the way before it starts storming, because it's